Guys, deluded you to me again. This scarf is a bit too close for comfort right now, but yeah, it's me again. My favorite video, duds of the week. You guys know how much I love it. Judging by last week, you love the negative things more than the positives as well. I mean, not that I like that, but I mean, it's very easy to talk about who's played well. It's very hard to critique who's played bad. And granted, I praise you guys for suggesting me to do this as well, because I've had to watch games under the eye a bit more, be more specific as well, and that helps my analytical skills. So thank you very much. But let's get into it. We've got to start with the goalie. There's been a lot of calamities in goal, man. Foster was a candidate. He let in a couple of goals he shouldn't have. His whole defence was Begovic, you saw the lack of communication, and he was just on a joke thing against Arsenal. But I've got to go with Pickford. Pickford's a keeper I rate very highly, and to see what he was doing was nonsense. I mean, he let in Harry Kane's goal. Yes, these things happen, and it was a fluke, and you can't predict these things. But if I'm very harsh, he's very rooted. He completely misjudged the ball. There was a couple of other errors as well. I mean, I think it was Eriksen's goal between him and Cuckoo Martina. I don't know who was at fault, but just overall, just general duddery, and he could have saved a couple of them. So I've got to go with Pickford. When I rate you highly, I've got to be more harsh on you, and that's why he's my goalie. Like I said, the right back has got to go Martina. I was actually gonna go with Neom. I think he was at fault for one of the West Brom goals they conceded. But Martina, like I just alluded to, him and Pickford made a hash of something, made a hash of one of the goals, and he put in one the weakest clearance I've ever seen. Considering you're in your box, put your foot through that. Didn't do that. Spurs took advantage, and yeah, they've taken the 3 points. Ake, I like Ake a lot. I believe he can definitely do better than Bournemouth in a couple of years, but against us, poor miscommunication all around. Dived in for a couple of the goals. I think Lacazette's goal, he was at fault. Yeah, he just never had a good game. The whole defense was poor, so the whole Bournemouth team could have really been named. I've got to go with Eric Bailly. Like Pickford, someone I rate very highly. I believe Eric Bailly is without a doubt one of the best in the Premier League. He's young, he's aggressive, he's tenacious, but he sold himself short yesterday. A lot of times he was at fault. Not having any awareness of where his runners are. His positioning was very poor against Stoke, very poor, and I haven't seen it as poor as that in recent games. I mean, the only bad game I can bring of memory, I think it was Watford last year, and that shows how good Bailly is. But for someone that I rate so highly, shouldn't have been doing that. And yeah, it was very cheap for a quality centre half, so I've got to put him there. At left back, I was gonna go with Darmian. I don't think Darmian didn't do that bad, but he had a tough time. But on the basis of that, he was part of the team that got battered against Arsenal. Lack of communication, I've got to go with Tyrone Mings. You saw an incident where Wells closed the ball down, Begovic and him and Mings were shouting at each other. That all came from Mings' mistake. So collectively, it was a poor game all round. Next, we've got to go into midfield. I've got to go. I know it's at the base, but yeah, just to name them, Klaessen's someone I like. I believe he can be okay for Everton if he gets a run of games and continues to know what the prem is. But right now he's putting in stinkers, and they paid 30 million for him. Yes, the money is ridiculous in football nowadays, but 30 million, and he's yet to give them a convincing performance, and he's just been a shadow of what he's shown so far at Ajax. So he's got to make it. Dan Gosling, now I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he played against Arsenal and he lost the ball several times, and he was just shocking. So Dan Gosling, forgive me if I'm wrong and he never played, you lot can insert whoever sent him to replace him, but I'm pretty sure he did, and he was shocking. So Dan Gosling, I've watched a lot of football over the last couple of days, guys, between Barcelona, Madrid, the Premier League games. It's hard to remember these things. But yeah, so we've got Klaassen, Gosling, and we've got to put Joe Allen. I feel Joe Allen was too busy showboating, doing nonsense yesterday. I think Fletcher was very good in midfield against his former team in Manchester United, but I just feel Joe Allen was poor. Like, didn't feel it. And for someone that last year was on job for Stoke, was one of the talisman, it was just poor. And who knows, Stoke might have even got 3 points if he'd stopped moving foolish. Now, front three options is, I'm going to say the first one because I believe it's harsh and he shouldn't really be here. But again, like I've said with Bailly and Pickford, when I rate you, I have to be more harsh on you. Romelu Lukaku, he's got his goal, he's doing his thing. Whatever way you look at it, he scored how many games and how many goals. But there was two chances. There was one that fell right to his lap and it went straight to Pickford, and there was one he hit wide, I believe. Should be finishing your dinner. They were classic Lukaku finishes, the finishes that we've seen Lukaku, that he's made his career of, that he's established his reputation in the Premier League as. And although he bagged one, he should have finished them two chances, and United could have got away with 3 points, but they didn't deserve it. And when you look back in May, and these are the fine margins of football, I always tell you guys, who knows? So I've got to put Lukaku there. It's not that he played bad, it's just because I know how much I like him and how good of a striker he is, and he really should have been finishing them two chances and walked away with the 3 points. Mohamed Salah, Salah, I don't agree with when you got subbed. I can't remember if you got subbed before the red card. I'm pretty sure you didn't, but you got subbed at half time. You had Mendy on toast in the first half against Liverpool. You were getting in behind. He couldn't stop. You were just moving. For me, you're here because you're just moving a bit brainless. When you need to get your head up, when you need to shoot with some conviction, you didn't do that, or you didn't elect to pass, and or like I said, you were getting in behind, you were showing your pace, but there needs to be end product, which you've shown previously, but he didn't show yesterday. So he's here. Who knows if he put in a couple of them chances, maybe certain things don't happen. Obviously, in hindsight, everybody's a genius and things like that. But that's why he's there. He's there for me. The decision making just wasn't there, especially when he was having the better of his man. So I've also got Lukaku, Salah, and lastly, again, it's not his fault. Jermaine Defoe on the left. I put him there because he had no joy, no luck. He was by himself, a lack of service. He did have one chance he should have scored, but when you have one chance, that is a quality striker, one chance, one goal, but it's hard to get your rhythm and get the cobwebs out when you're just chasing shadows all game and your team's not giving you a chance. So it's not really his Jermaine Defoe's fault, but because he was anonymous, I've got to put him there. Someone's got to be there, guys. This is what it's about. I actually was thinking Mahrez as well. He didn't even play that bad. I just felt he could have played a lot better. So yeah, that's my duds of the week, guys. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Get in the comments if you've got any different ones. If you've got any other players I should have been here. If you've got any questions, any features you want me to bring. If there's anything, any questions, we're here to talk about football, guys. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to do all this gatekeeper YouTube crap that the other guys here. I'm just a simple person in a room talking about football because I love the game. I'm signing out on that note.